Oh man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is. Tuesday. Brewsday Tuesday.
Ho ho! Fuck yeah! It's time for Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here is Huck and Big Nate.
Well, premature.
It went in. I came a little early there. Tapping my beer, that is.
Huck told me we were doing a 4th of July episode of Brewsday Tuesday today. Granted, we're a few days late, but it was Huck's birthday last week, so we had to celebrate that. We got to celebrate accordingly.
Right.
Him and I went in two very different directions. If you're watching on video, clearly I'm celebrating the 50th anniversary of Jaws, and he's celebrating America.
Fair enough. They're both big things in America. I mean, we love the Jaws. We love it. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. But if you watch it backwards, it shows a lovely story about a shark that gives people back their arms and legs.
It's true.
It's
He's
a
a
really
hero.
good, yeah, he's a hero. The shark's a hero. Just gotta watch it backwards.
And he's,
Don't watch it forward. It's scary.
I absolutely love that movie.
So
But
this,
4th of July theme, we got some 4th of July theme beers.
and we can recap. Usually we're doing 4th of July and it's not the 4th of July.
And then we have to fake it and
And
pretend.
we're pretending
Yeah.
stuff. But now we can tell you what happened. So let's start with fireworks. Did you do
Well,
fireworks?
let's start with our beer first, and then we'll
Oh, I
merge into
can't because
that.
look at my beer.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy.
Yeah,
Well, what
so,
beer do you have?
okay, so I
UFO.
have the UFO from Maine, Maine Blueberry UFO from, I don't
I think
know.
UFO might be the brewery.
Is it? Okay, UFO's a brewery, Maine, and they over carbonated this thing.
Those sons of bitches.
Yeah, I was gonna say they over carbonated this bitch. I wasn't sure I could say that.
I've got Abita's blueberry wheat. Abita doesn't really make a bad beer,
No,
including their root beer. It's phenomenal. If you can ever get your hands on some of the Abita root beer,
if you like root beer,
there is a local pizza joint that keeps the Abita root beer on tap, and frequently Kyle will go out there and get his pizza. And I don't love pizza, but I always have him bring me back
which
a
brewery is that?
big cup of. It's not even a brewery. It's Your Pie in Blacksburg.
Your Pie. Oh, that's right. I've never been
Yeah,
there.
they've got Abita
Kyle
root
talked
beer on
about that
tap.
incessantly.
He loves that place.
He loves that place. He should marry it.
Well, I think honestly, just if they keep having Abita root beer on tap, I'm gonna be happy.
I'll have to go there. That's where you make your own pie, right?
Yeah, it's Your Pie. I mean, you don't assemble it. I don't
No, no,
think. I
I
think
don't
it's
think so.
like Subway for pizza.
Right?
I've never been there.
Do they have anchovies though?
That's a good.
Because it's like
Yeah, have to. Does I mean even Papa John's has anchovies? I believe.
well, the London Underground, which is now five something, something five. Anyway, they had a pizza and it had anchovies on it, and it was their special pizza. And I'd say, "Let me have the special pizza," and they go, "Do you want the anchovies?" It's like, I just ordered the special pizza. I know what's on it.
Do,
I'm an adult.
do you like anchovies?
I love anchovies.
So I like the taste of anchovies, but I've discovered I don't like the actual. Like I don't want to eat the actual fish.
Now we're
If
going
that makes any
we're
sense.
going off. Okay, so when I was at Wintergreen as a young man, I was a waiter. And when I got there, it was a dirt road. But after a couple of years, got fancy. Everybody's buying big condos. So they would do things like we would do tableside service. And then if you're ever a service person, and we didn't go to the kitchen and get the food. We made the food at your table. And one of the things we made was a Caesar salad. And the first thing you would do is you put some olive oil in, a couple of anchovies, take a big stick, and you break it down. Throw in the Parmesan cheese, basically making the dressing right in the bowl, and then you throw the leaves in and stir it up. So that's where I learned to love anchovies.
That's the
And
reason I know I like the flavor of anchovies. Did you know that's why the Caesar Cardini invented the Caesar salad?
no, I did not. To
To
use the
be a
anchovy?
table, no, to be a table side. There was a situation where like they were up for a Michelin star at Cardini's in somewhere in Mexico. Um, they were up for a Michelin star, and essentially like something happened with their provisioner, and they didn't have all the food they needed. He's like, "Well, we've got these anchovies, we've got this lemon. We could do a tableside salad preparation." And now it's the Caesar salad that's become so iconic.
Now you can't get a Caesar salad with anchovies in it because people don't like anchovies. Yeah,
Well,
those people can go to hell.
the dressings usually
No, there's no anchovies.
they'll use anchovy paste.
No, it's
They're
not the
definitely
same. Not the same.
that's true. I will grant you that. But I went to a restaurant while I was in Charlottesville last, and they had a phenomenal Caesar salad. I knew they made their own dressing, like they pride themselves on making their food everything from scratch. But then they had full anchovies throughout the salad. I'm like, this isn't a Caesar.
Oh, that's
Like,
perfect. I
no,
want to eat
no.
that slimy fish.
I was like, I'm gonna try it because and it was just texturally like it felt wrong.
I had one we were traveling the other day, and I had one that actually. I asked them. I said, "Does that have anchovies?" They said, yeah. I said, "Yeah." Then I want it. It was delicious. But anyway,
Worcestershire that has anchovies in it too.
does it?
Worcestershire
Does
sauce,
it?
yeah.
That's why I like it.
Like it's not the taste that bothers me; it's the texture.
Yeah, well, fish are fish. Sometimes when we're on the low carb diet, we'll just take sardinias and eat them
All I'm saying, flounder and
on a
salmon are two
cracker.
very different things.
Put them on a cracker. Yeah, that's true. All right, so back to 4th of July. So you did fireworks?
We did. We went to a fireworks display, not the fireworks display in Blacksburg. I figured we're driving to the parade. I might as well.
I lived in Blacksburg 11 years, and that's one of the best fireworks around.
It's really good. Radford did theirs on Thursday the 3rd.
I'm to Roanoke on Thursday.
I'd worked a full day and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm
Well, apparently the
not doing fireworks tonight.
fireworks people came up with a scam this year where they're like, if you do it the day before or after, we'll give you more fireworks for the same price. And that's smart, but
Smart on their part.
But I'm a purist. You know when Halloween is?
31st of
That's the
October.
31st. You know when
Yeah.
when Independence Day is? 4th of July.
When is President's Day?
I don't know.
I don't either.
It's like
It's on a Monday.
a Monday in January, and there's a lot of people skiing because I was at ski resort.
People don't celebrate those holidays because there's not a solid date.
Right.
Thanksgiving is the exception to the rule, but I don't agree with Thanksgiving either.
Veterans Day, 11th.
Veterans Day is always on the
11th,
11th.
11, 11.
But Thanksgiving always was it the third Thursday of a full week of the month of November? Like what kind of that's like
How
the day
about-
before E except
Wait,
after C rule.
wait, how about Easter? Sometime in this 3-month range, there's going to be Easter. We don't know when. March, April. Hell, it might be in May. We don't know. Probably not. But anyway, yeah. So 4th of July. So anyway, Fincastle, I was like the special events coordinator, unpaid job in Fincastle. I started a Halloween parade. I started the July 4th fireworks. I got the little fair, big spring park was actually a big spring, and we put in some drainage tiles, and made so you could actually use it, build a gazebo. I did all these things, right? And so, but the 4th of July is on the 4th of July. This year they said, we get a better deal if we do it on Sunday. Guess what happened on Sunday? It rained.
Yep.
They showed a picture. There's like 6 people watching the fireworks. But the worst case scenario, though, was Clifton Forge. They got ready to do the fireworks, and then probably Karen, said, what about that train car? It's got a placard on it. It's flammable. So the police chief, he's about a 400-pound guy, came out. He's on TV. Well, we had safety first. And where I come from, safety is third. But that's just me. But anyway, they canceled the fireworks. But not only did they cancel it, they waited till like midnight. They pulled the train car out and then they set them off. Nobody there. Nobody. So why don't you just take the money and throw it in the campfire? It's summertime. You can burn it.
I think the rule is once they're like set, you've got to discharge them.
Well, cover them with a tarp, discharge them tomorrow.
The only reason I bring that up is because we were leaving the Blacksburg parade.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever noticed at a fireworks show. After the show, after their big grand finale, you'll always hear on the way out several fireworks just randomly go off by themselves. They're discharging that because it's a live round technically, and they don't know they can't transport it back. Obviously, they've got to get rid of it, dispose of it, shoot it off. That's what you got to do.
I'm not talking out of my ass here. I did the Fincastle fireworks for 10 years. I was part of the team. Okay. I did shows at my cabin for another 10 years. So I know. Yeah. So we're leaving Roanoke, right? And we're walking down the road. And I'm not, they were really good about handicap, but I didn't want to wait for a shuttle. So we're walking down the road and all of a sudden, whoo, boom. And somebody goes, what was that? I said, that was a dud. Yep. And everybody's like, what? I was like, well, they're going to look. You can hear some more. And they got about 8. They had about 8.
Blacksburg did good. They only had 3.
They only had 3, yeah. So
I had to explain that because the kids were like, "Oh no, we're missing." And I was like, "No, the show's over, children.
Yeah,
trust me.
We were
just getting rid of the duds.
Headlamps and flashlights looking in the holes.
Yeah.
And what didn't go off? Yeah. That's a thing, and people don't get it. But yeah, you got to launch them. But what you're saying is, I'm saying you got a cart full of fireworks,
Yeah.
cover it with a tarp. It'll be good tomorrow.
And
Make
just
sure you seal
reschedule.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
reschedule. You don't set them off in the middle of the night. Nobody's going to go to Clifton Forge ever again for fireworks,
Mm-hmm.
which they probably shouldn't go anyway. It smells bad because of this this paper mill. Sorry, paper mill. Sorry, Clifton Forge.
So,
You can buy a house in Clifton Forge for $10.
so you went to Roanoke for fireworks on the 3rd.
On the third, on the fourth, we had the babies over. We hung out at the river, and
No
then
fireworks?
no fireworks. No, we had an incident where somebody brought a fire. I go to Damascus to Crazy Herbs. Not telling you what you should do. Your mileage may vary, but he's a good guy. Yeah, and bring $100 bills and you'll get a discount. Just saying. So anyway, I would go there, and one year one of my friends brought a firework. I said, "Did you buy that in a legitimate fire store?" I asked them that question. Yes, and we put that one in there, and the first thing went off, and it fell over, and we got cinder blocks around. We're really good at this, and it went through the window of the house
Oh God.
where the children and dogs were hiding, and then through another window in the living room and blew up. It fortunately went through both windows before it blew up, or it would have been on the children and dogs. Of course, we had to evacuate everybody, and I haven't done them since. But then when I asked her, I questioned more. Yeah, no, my friend made it in his basement. Well, I'm going to go kill your friend now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's
I
insane.
buy legitimate fireworks. You buy legitimate fireworks, and you're careful. You got to be careful. It's like we were there one year before that. My friend's like comes and he's got some fireworks. I said, no, I don't do other people's fireworks. And he was adamant. I was like, no. I said, you can take them over there in the next jar and do them, but we're not doing them here. And he goes over here and lights a couple off. His wife goes, that was a good call. He's really bad at this. Like, good. I was like, okay. But the
Doesn't
girl,
even have his wife's support.
no, she was like, no, he always blew his head off. But we would set off like really good shows. But it's okay. I can't run as fast as I used to be able to. Some of that stuff we'd light off, you have to get out of the range. I mean, we're talking 4 and 5 inch shells. Most
Yeah.
people have 1.5, 2 inch. We were big shells.
Exactly. And there is a difference in like the caliber. Like I remember being a kid and my cousins and I would run around the street on the 4th of July just lighting Roman candles off at each other like it was a
Right. We used to
game. I
shoot-
don't advocate you do it, but it's a lot of
we
fun.
used to ride around in cars and shoot bottle rockets
Yeah.
from our hands with report. And you try to shoot it into your buddy's car.
Yeah.
It goes in the car, and pow! Right? That
Exactly.
was fun for us. Nobody lost an eye. A
Yeah.
couple of people lost a little bit out of their finger. They didn't need all their finger.
If I brought a Roman candle home today, my wife would be mortified.
We used to
You go outside on your own. Daddy's in
we would-
timeout.
We would be out in the yard at the cabin with 3-year-olds with Roman candles in their hand. But of course, we would be holding their hand, right? But yeah, and then we'd be boom, 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 and then we'd aim it at mommy or not right at her. And then the kids love that. Oh, I'm shooting flaming balls of fire at my mom. It was fun. But, things change. There's a picture of Jerry Garcia, he's missing his finger. It's like a lot of people are going to be like Jerry after this weekend. Could be.
I mean, there was a pro football player a few years back. I don't watch
Oh, two
football.
fingers, I think.
Yeah, he lost 2 fingers on the
Yeah.
4th of July. So I always, every 4th of
Yeah,
July, like
That's
my
a
shtick on the air
$1
is,
hand.
yeah,
Multi-million-dollar hand.
come in with the same amount or leave with the same amount of fingers
Yeah.
you came in with, for the love of God.
If you're going to do it,
Don't
Yeah,
add or
be-
subtract for the population.
be professional about it. I mean, they're illegal in Virginia, I think, in general.
Any good ones.
Yeah, the good ones are. But
You can still get Roman candles,
yeah, the worst case,
which are a lot of fun.
yeah, Roman candles are fun.
And they're probably on sale right now
Two.
to anyone who's wondering.
Yeah. But okay, let me say, Eggleston, my band by the rivers in Eggleston, y'all are lame. Lame. Not there was something going on up the road to the right. That's like 2 miles away. Eggleston, city of Eggleston, town of Eggleston, nothing. What the hell, Eggleston?
And in the past, I've heard good things about what they do.
I did.
What happened
too.
this
I
year?
don't know. But my plan is I'm gonna get like $300. There's a guy across the way that's got a dog that barks every time we come out of the camper, so I know he's aware of us. I was like, "Here's $300. Get some fireworks and set them off over there. Here's a case of beer and some fireworks. What could go wrong?" I think I'm gonna do that. I mean, because I like.
Get him a bunch of lighters. He's gonna lose one if he,
Oh,
because he's gonna get into the beer before the fireworks show.
oh mercy. Yeah, but I've seen.
That's another one though. Beer and fireworks. I vividly remember my uncle. He'd finish off his Bud Light. Here's a bottle. Here's some bottle rockets. Watch them shoot up into the
Well, you
sky.
got to drink the beer to get the bottle. I mean, that
Yeah.
makes sense. Now we had a whole setup like these big square cinder blocks, and we used to do the mortars. You drop them in, light the fuse. Well, the problem is they give you 12 mortars and they give you a tube that's only good for two.
Yep.
So we made them out of PVC pipe, but they're only good for about six. So then we had a guy weld steel
Yep.
mortars, but you put a big base on them, no worries. I'm telling you,
They're not going anywhere.
they're not going anywhere, and you can set them up. You got to be careful that there's no fire in it. So we would pour a little beer in there between shots because it doesn't care. The fire, it's going to go.
Yeah, those fuses are made to.
Yeah, they're
Correct me
ready.
if I'm wrong. They'll go underwater.
They'll go under. Oh, absolutely. We had one left over. A person. I'm not going to name my son because that'd be wrong. The person lit it, threw it in the river. That was awesome. Like a 2-inch shell.
Well, dynamite fishing's a thing.
Oh, absolutely. That's how you catch stripers. There's a joke where the guy fishing guides gets a client comes in, gets in the boat, and they go out fishing at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and the guy, the client goes, "Well, we're not catching anything. Can you do something?" Says, I heard some of you guys have something to help. The guy's all right, so he taps tackle box at the bottom, and the little door opens up. He pulls out a half a stick of dynamite, puts a blasting cap on it and fuse, and the guest goes, flips out a badge, and he says, "Oh, you're under arrest for illegal fishing." The guy pulls a lighter out and lights the fuse. He says, "What are you doing?" He hands it to him. He goes, "What?" He goes, "You gonna fish or talk?" Anyway, he didn't get arrested. It was good.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one.
But yeah, there was some of the best fireworks I've ever seen. Okay, and I'm just gonna give you a heads up. New Year's Eve in New Orleans. So we go to New Orleans New Year's Eve, and we my friend lived downtown New Orleans. We partied all day. Well, as a matter of fact, like at 2 o'clock, they're having the parade. So 1 o'clock, we're walking to the parade, carrying lawn chairs, and we stop in the store and get a pint of whiskey and a pint of vodka and a 12-pack of beer. We had our cooler rolling, loaded up. We go watch the crew of New Year's. Great parade. Started at 2, went to about 4:30. We go around anyway. Next thing you know, 7 o'clock, we're just passed out all over our apartment. We're in the bed. I'm in the floor with some pillows, and we wake up about 9 o'clock, and everybody's like, "Oh, there's just like bands playing downtown," and Liz and I are like, you know what? We're old. We're done. We're going home. So we've sober up by then. So we get in the car and we drive out to Lake Pontchartrain, this campground, and this campground's got this tower that sits up over top of it, probably 40 feet. So we go over there, we get a couple more beers, go over there, climb up the tower, and I swear to God, there was 400 or 500 different. And I'm like, "What is that?" And this guy's up there. He's like, "Oh, that's Meta-Ray." I was like, "What is that?" He goes, "That's downtown." "What is that?" "Oh, this is this little village over here." And so anyway, the next day, I was doing up there getting something at the shop, and this guy's like looking rough. I'm like, "You look rough." He goes, "Yeah." He says, "I do the fireworks in Meta-Ray." Like, "Really?" Because you want to be on the barge next year, you can. I said, "Not next year, but I'll be back. I'm gonna find that dude. I'm gonna ride the barge."
How many fingers does he have now?
He only had one finger left. No,
You can't even flick a lighter.
he was fine.
It's all button press now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you see the one in Tennessee?
I did not.
Oh yeah, something happened.
Oh no.
No one was killed.
Okay, well that's good.
But yeah, they all went off.
Well, now we've also entered an age where like they're starting to do drone shows instead of fireworks.
Go
That
away.
doesn't smell the same. Doesn't sound the
Go
same.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess the next.
I
the
go
next,
see a drone show on July the 5th.
And wait a minute. Now, the next Revolutionary War may be fought with drones.
This is true.
I hate to throw that out in the middle of this wonderful conversation. Maybe we should finish this session.
I think we might. He is Huck's Beer Buzz on Untapped. I'm Big Nate Danger. Abita doesn't make a bad beer. That holds true for the blueberry wheat.
Well, UFO is a good brewery. And even though they're foamy, I'm still going to give them a 5.
This is a 5 as well.
There you go. So
Let's see what happens.
Independence Day. We don't say 4th of July. We say Independence Day. Smells like independence.
Let's see what happens on the next segment of the 8th of July, Independence Day Part 2 on 105.3 The Bear.